is Tasha here. Today we will be working on our second mystical creature, and it will be a phoenix. So the supplies I will be using are white paper. I like to use something a little thicker, but really it doesn't matter. You can use whatever white paper you have. Bag of colored pencils. A pencil with an eraser. And a black marker. It does not have to be Sharpie. I also have a little handheld sharpener here in case my pencils break. And then an optional step that I will be choosing to do, I have a bottle of gold glitter, an old paintbrush I don't care a whole lot about, some Elmer's glue, and a cup of water. Just like always, if you guys don't have the same exact supplies, it's okay. You can still follow along. Just use whatever you do have. If you want to use crayons or markers or glitter glue, that's up to you. It's still going to come out great. Let's get started. So the first thing I want you guys to do is go through your colored pencils and decide if you want warm or cool colors. I am choosing warm colors. They're more reds, orange, yellows. I do have a purple in there. It just goes really nicely with the red. If you want cool colors, you're going to be looking more at blues, greens, and purples. We're going to set those aside. And to get started, you guys are going to be using your pencil with your eraser. I will be using my marker just so that you can see it better on the screen. But I do want you guys to be able to erase. So the first step, a little bit left. We're going to find the center. We're going to go a little left and a little down. And we're going to do this big wing shape. And then on the other side, you guys can draw just a whole shape like that. It goes all the way up. And then you're going to add along here some curved lines following that shape. And then if you have a line here, that can be erased later. And then right here, you guys can draw a whole round part. This can all be connected for you, but again, since I can't erase, I'm not connecting mine. And then from here, we're gonna go up a little. This is our beak. And up here, we're just gonna add some little feathery lines. And then right over here, we're doing our other wing. Curves back this way. And then from right about here, we're gonna draw a curved line this way. And it goes from a little bit above the beak to right about below this wing. And then over here, you can connect this whole line, but since I have my marker, I'm going to draw my separate lines here. And then once you have your line, you can add these in. And then right about here, toward the bottom of this curve, this is his belly. I'm going to put a line that sticks down this way. And it's going to curve back up. And he's got these big old talons, just 3 of them. Curves back around and goes back up. And then right here we're doing just about the same thing, a line down, right below the wing. Line back up, like a little V almost. And then our 3 talons. This foot goes back up, and that's his leg. And we're just gonna put a little W right on top of his leg so it looks like he's got feathers up there. And then right behind the bottom of the wing here, I'm going to draw a curve going this way. And then right next to it, I'm gonna draw another one. Then I'm gonna make it start to curve back the other way. And if you want to draw your S shape first and then do these separate lines, you can do that. And then on the other side, this is all his tail feathers. I'm gonna follow that same shape. And then at his beak, we're gonna make a line curve that way, and we're gonna curve it the other way. And then up here, it's like an S. This one is just like a smile. And we're gonna put his eye in there. And if you want an open eye, you can have an open eye. If you want eyelashes, you can have eyelashes. I'm just gonna do a closed eye. We have a little line in the beak. And then for our wings, these are gonna come down and connect. So each one of these lines that I have sticking out is gonna connect to the bottom of the next one. Just like that. And same on the other side. The top of this one connects to the bottom of the next one. And from there, I'm gonna put little U shapes at the bottom of each of those feathers. And then I'm gonna keep on doing that. And these ones are turning into kind of a J shape. I'm gonna do another layer. And then in here, it's not gonna be as even. That's okay. We're gonna do the same on the other wing. Like little U's at the bottom of all these feathers. We're gonna follow the same shape. Just keep repeating. And then find his neck, and just below that, we're gonna have some lines. It's kind of like a really curvy V. And underneath those, you're just gonna keep repeating that curvy V, and try to make sure you stick them in between the ones above it. And we're gonna do this all the way down to his tail. It might get a little tough around his feet and his wing here. Just do your best. It's gonna look really cool once we color it all in. And once you get down to the tail, I want you guys to connect your tail feathers, kind of like we did for the wings. We're gonna make sure each one sticks off in a point. Make it a little thicker there. And then before we get coloring, if you have any lines you don't like, you can erase those real quick. And if I'm going too fast at all, remember you can always pause me. And then for the first colors we're gonna do, I'm going to pick a yellow and I'm going to do the beak and the feet. And whether you picked warm colors or cool colors, I do want you to do your beak and your feet in yellow before you do anything else. That way we don't lose our feet down here because it is very busy. And then I'm going to start with my lightest yellow, and I'm going to do the very outside edges of the wings. And if you want to give your feathers a little more dimension by shading, all you have to do is color a little harder on one side than you are on the other side. So you start coloring pretty hard, and then you color really lightly on the other side. It takes some practice, but you guys will get better at it. I'm going to start on this other side, do my outside feathers. Because I want his eye to stand out, I'm going to do this yellow too. And then the very bottom of his tail, I'm going to use the same light yellow. I'm just going to go to about there. And then I'm going to use my next yellow. It's just about a shade darker than that one. I use this one. I'm gonna go on the next layer of feathers. Again, I'm coloring harder on one side and getting lighter as I move closer to the other side. Same on the other side. And down at the tail. Just gonna do a few here. Next, I'm going to use an orange. And I only have one orange, but if you have different oranges, use your lighter one. Just doing the next layer of feathers. Move down to the tail. I'm gonna be careful once I get to here to make sure I separate. This is my wing, this is my body. Next I'm gonna take my lighter red. I have 2 reds. I'm gonna do the next layer of feathers. I'm gonna move on to my darkest red. I'm actually going to, up at his feathers on his head, I'm gonna separate those a little bit. I'm gonna color my darker red up here. Have that done, I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to add a little bit to the red on his head. I'm still using the same technique to shade. And then his head feathers, I'm gonna do just purple. And then if you are not doing glitter, at this point you are all done and you can sign your work. If you are doing glitter, I'm gonna get that old brush that we don't care about, or you can use your finger. The brush makes it a little easier. I'm gonna just take, my glue doesn't open very easily, so I'm just gonna open the cap, pour some in there, and sit it here. And then with this, I'm just gonna paint a little bit of glue on the edges of my lightest feathers. And don't go too crazy with the glitter because we do want to still see all of the hard work we did. Before that dries, I'm gonna pour some glitter. If you need someone's help pouring glitter, it can be very messy, it can be tricky. Go ahead and ask for some help and you can pause me. I'm gonna get the other ones. And I'm gonna add just a little bit down at the bottom. I'll do 4 of them. And when I'm done with my glue, I'm gonna rinse off my glue brush really well, just so I can use it again next time I wanna do glitter. Set that aside. And I have a spare piece of paper here. It's just regular printer paper. I'm gonna kind of curve this up, tap it a little so the glitter falls to the middle. And then I'm gonna tap it off onto this paper. We have our beautiful glittery phoenix. I completely forgot to mention, first of all, sign your work, and second, if you were using pencil, which I hope you guys were, go ahead and outline with your marker when you are all done, and if there are any lines or anything that you don't love, those should disappear really when you use your marker. They won't stand out. And then I'm gonna save this glitter because it's a lot of glitter and I wanna use more later probably. So I have my bottle there. I'm gonna roll this up, tap it a little, and put it right at my bottle. Just keep tapping it, and it'll go right in. And again, if you need some help with this, ask someone for help. It's a lot better than making a huge mess with glitter because it gets everywhere. I hope you guys really enjoyed that lesson. If you did, feel free to hit like and subscribe on our channel. And I just want to show you, these are both mine. They're both a little different. They're both awesome. I'm sure your guys' work is awesome. Feel free to send pictures of it to us. We love to see what you make. And we'll see you next time.